First is couscous. Couscous is a staple food, North African traditional pepper dish first mentioned in 13th century cookbook of steamed semolina that can be served an accompaniment with a tagine, with plates, vegetables, or eaten by itself. There are lots of regional variations on couscous. You can add harissa sauce served with almonds, sugar, cinnamon, and dessert. For a dessert, and add lamb, chicken, and meatballs with a touch of saffron from a couscous royal. The second is pastilla. Pastilla is also known as pastili. It's a Moroccan dish. Its origins are said to be West or date all the way back to the period of Umayyad caliphs in 8th century. Pastilla generally consists of sweet and sour pigeon pie, but can also be made with chicken or quail. Typically served as a starter, the big occasion is the pastilla is filled with a pigeon meat, onions, spices like saffron, coriander, and before almonds can be beaten, eggs are added. It's also wrapped up with work pastry and crispy when it's cooked. The third is tagine. Tagine is perhaps the most famous pepper dish. It takes its name from the earthen pot in which it's cooked. The tagine has conical top so that the juice and water aren't loosened during cooking, an important consideration in desert area where so few water sources. The tagine, this is a slow-cooked stew, can be made of all of the sorts of ingredients: chicken, lamb, beef, fish, vegetables, and stew with spices, the fruit, and served with couscous and bread. The fourth is shakshuka. Shakshuka is a Tunisian dish that has spread across the North Africa, and it's one of the most popular dishes. In North Africa, it can be served for a breakfast, lunch, or part of evening meal. It's one of the most colorful and dishes on the list, and it's made up of chopped onions, chilies, peppers, tomatoes, and cumin cooked in skillet from the rich sauce, which a couple of eggs are poached. Add some of chopped parsley on the top. The fifth is madames. Madames is a national dish of Egypt and common street food in the cities like Cairo and Giza. You will also find it served much of North Africa. And in the Middle East, the full madames is a dish of fava beans cooked in the pot and then served with vegetables, oil, cumin, garlic, onions, and peppers, and hard-boiled eggs. There are evidence that as early as the 4th century it was being offered on the street of Cairo. Number 6 is matboucha. Matboucha is another North African dish that has spread in northern part of Africa, and it's normally served as appetizer with a bread and olives. It consists of the thick dip made with tomatoes, bell peppers, garlic, and the chili pepper cooked together until they form only paste, ideal for dipping and serving on the flat breads. The importance of tomatoes in matboucha means the dish can date back on the early 19th century, as the tomatoes were introduced to the North Africa and the Middle East. The 7th is mechoy. Mechoy is a traditional North African roast, a whole lamb roasted on the spit or a bit dug into the ground. The meat is served with flat breads and the dips in yogurt. The meat from the head, such as the cheeks and eyes, and the oval is regarded as a delicacy, is handed out the guests' attendance at the meal. You can replicate the mechoy at the home with just a shoulder of the lamb roasted with spices like cumin, coriander, and thyme, and it's one of the most delicious foods in North Africa.